Have you ever noticed how one small thought can change your entire day? A single idea like, I'm not good enough, can slowly turn into anxiety, avoidance, and self-doubt. But what if that thought isn't actually true? And what if changing it could change your life? This is the story of how we learn to understand and rewire the human mind. Maybe you've experienced this before. You're lying in bed at night, and your mind starts replaying something small, a conversation, a mistake, a moment you wish you could redo. And suddenly, what started as one thought becomes 10, then 20. I shouldn't have said that. They probably think I'm awkward. Why am I like this? Your body tightens, your chest feels heavy, and even though nothing is happening in that moment, it feels like something is wrong. That experience is exactly what cognitive behavioral therapy was designed to understand. In the early 1900s, psychology had a problem. It wanted to be taken seriously as a science, but thoughts were invisible. So instead, psychologists focused only on what they could see, behavior. They believed everything we do is shaped by rewards and punishments. If a behavior is rewarded, it repeats. If it's punished, it fades away. Simple, predictable, measurable. But something was missing, because even when everything looked fine on the outside, people were still suffering on the inside. By the 1950s, a new idea began to emerge. What if it's not just what happens to us, but how we interpret what happens? Why do two people experience the same situation, but feel completely different? One person sees failure, another sees a lesson. This shift became known as the cognitive revolution, and it changed everything. In the 1960s, a psychiatrist named Aaron Beck was studying depression. He noticed something unusual. His patients weren't just sad, they were constantly telling themselves things like, I'm a failure, nothing will ever get better. These thoughts appeared instantly, almost automatically. He called them automatic negative thoughts. And he realized something powerful. People weren't just reacting to reality, they were reacting to their interpretation of reality. Around the same time, another psychologist, Albert Ellis, was developing a similar idea. He believed emotional suffering came from irrational beliefs, not events, but the meaning we attach to them. Beliefs like, I must be perfect, I need everyone to like me. And when those beliefs are broken, we suffer. From these ideas, a simple model emerged. Thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Each one connected. A thought creates a feeling. That feeling drives a behavior, and that behavior reinforces the thought. A loop. And if that loop is negative, it can quietly trap you. Let's go back to that moment at night. The thought, I sounded awkward. That creates a feeling, anxiety, embarrassment. That feeling leads to a behavior. You withdraw, you avoid, you overthink. And that behavior reinforces the thought. See, something is wrong with me. The loop continues. But here's the breakthrough. If you change the thought, you can change the entire system. Not by forcing positivity, but by questioning the story. Try this. The next time you notice a thought like, I'm not good enough, pause and ask yourself, is this a fact or is this a story? What evidence do I actually have? Is there another way to see this? Maybe instead of, I'm not good enough, the thought becomes, I'm learning, I'm growing, I handled that the best I could. It's a small shift, but small shifts change emotional direction. Unlike older forms of therapy, this approach was practical, structured, measurable, testable. It didn't just explore your past, it gave you tools to change your present. Over time, research showed it could help with anxiety, depression, trauma, and more. And it became one of the most widely used forms of therapy in the world. Today, this approach has evolved. New methods focus not just on changing thoughts, but observing them, letting them pass, like clouds moving through the sky. Because not every thought is meant to be believed. So here's something you can try today. Just once. Notice a thought as it appears. Don't fight it. Don't follow it. Just notice it, like you're watching it from a distance. And in that moment, you might realize something simple. You are not your thoughts. You are the one observing them. Because your mind is always telling a story. Sometimes that story is kind. Sometimes it isn't. But here's the truth. Just because you think something doesn't mean it's true. And maybe the first step to changing your life is simply noticing the thought.